Well, this all started with a tip from an ex-girlfriend. This is 43-year-old Julian Nixon. Police say he met women on dating apps and then secretly recorded sexual encounters with them in his bedroom using 3 hidden cell phones. Nixon appeared in court earlier today, just a brief hearing where a judge set his bond. He was arrested yesterday on suspicion of felony charges of unlawful recording and voyeurism. According to investigators, this all started in March when Nixon's then-girlfriend found 3 Apple iPhone boxes with holes cut in the boxes right in the spot that would allow a camera lens to peek through. The boxes were all positioned towards the bed. The woman came forward and filed a police report the following month. Now, officers did a search and they recovered more than 110 videos of Nixon having sex with women dating back 9 years to 2016. Detectives spent months tracking down those women. 4 women ultimately agreed to come forward and press charges. Investigators also interviewed Nixon, who claimed he had a good reason for those cameras.
We interviewed the suspect at that time, and he gives an admission to, I do have these cameras there, I do record, however, it's not what you think. I don't record for the basis of, for my pleasure or anything. I record it just in case if I'm ever accused of a crime by a female, I have recorded evidence saying that what is being done is consented.
However, police had a couple of issues with that account because they say there was no videos showing any sort of consent conversations. They also say that Nixon claimed that he was deleting the videos afterwards, but they found more than 100 of them. He works in IT, and the cameras, they were all set up to record to some sort of a cloud-based application, which police didn't specify. Investigators said there's no evidence that these videos were posted online or shared with others, but that's still a concern that it may have happened, and that's part of the reason why they're asking people to come forward and give them a call if they were on any dates with this man or went back to his apartment. They want you to call Scottsdale Police. He'll be back in court next week. In the newsroom, I'm Derek Stahl for Arizona's Family.
See if more women make that call. Derek, thanks.
This is an interesting story indeed. Why would I say it's interesting? Because it's very common. And it seems like there's so many people out here, young ladies, because this is what it's about, the women, young and not so young. Because do you really have privacy when you go out on a date? And I see so many young ladies get sloppy in what they're doing. It's not as simple as it used to be decades ago, because there's lots of motivations for men to video record you, exploit you behind your back. I know personally about 3 women who I know personally who have been violated this way. And I know it's got to be a whole lot more because I know a lot of people, male and female. But these 3 confessed to me that someone came to them, a friend, after dating this particular guy. In each case, this particular guy, not one guy for all 3, but that particular one that violated them. And that they told them that they saw their stuff online on a sex site. And they freaked out. The particular friends shared the link, and there they were. And it's very difficult to take these things down, you know, especially when it's on several sites, because with porn sites, things can be shared to multiple sites, and you can have it taken down on one platform only for it to spring up on 10 other ones. With pornography, it's not complex as a business, but it's gotten complex. Years ago, you could only purchase stuff to look that was shot professionally. But now, with cameras, cell phones, smartphones, it's a wrap. Because you have many sites that will allow you to upload your own private content where you can also get paid. There's so much out there. It's not like you're going to get $1 million. But of course, the other thing is OnlyFans, where you do your own page, whether it's sex, cooking, gardening. On OnlyFans, there's no restrictions. So women have purposely set up businesses where they have their fans and they do various sex acts or cater to certain fetishes, or as a couple, or as lesbians or homosexuals, whatever. But OnlyFans is synonymous with the sex trade, sex movies, but it's not just for that. It's for everything. But that's what people focus on. But out of these 3 young ladies, none of them were successful in taking the content down, which was pretty brief. 2 of them were kind of brief, but the other one was really long, different angles and stuff. And this guy had it all set up in hindsight, but she wasn't so, how could I say it? She wasn't on top of things, no pun intended, as she was in the video. I'm sorry to sound insensitive, but we both laughed at that one. I know her personally, but it makes you wonder, because sex, sexuality, fetishes, voyeurism, perversion, it's so off the rails right now. With these devices, you have people who are consenting. Don't get me wrong, but those are people who are consenting. But I would say the vast majority are not. And what shocked me, which is off topic, but it's on topic, and it's very sick. I have friends that are deep into porn. They send me things. I said, listen, don't send me all this stuff all day. If you're going to send me something with somebody I already know that you said, do you know? Because I've had people say that to me. Didn't you date her 25 years ago? And I'm like, oh yeah, I did, you know? But if it's something funny, I don't mind. But I'm not going to sit here and just watch this stuff. I know what it entails. I know what it's supposed to do. I know what people use it for, right? I'm an old veteran, right? And I know that industry well. But here's a sick thing, to take a detour. You know, you have many fetishes that people have, and it's okay as long as it's not harming anybody else, right? And especially if 2 people get together and they have the same fetish and they knock themselves out. Good for you. More power to you. But you have some people who want to violate other people and have these fetishes that really could hurt a person or really exploits them. And that's a crime. And I've noticed what people are doing now is that they have the whole granny porn thing where you have younger men or men who are turned on to older women. Now, how much older, that's up to you. But past a certain point, there's something wrong with you, buddy. When you are in what I would assume nursing homes, I mean like people who are in their 90s, late 80s, 90s, people who may have Alzheimer's or, dementia. They can't help themselves. And people are going into these nursing homes and violating families where they may have home care or a home care assistant. They don't know what they're doing. They get these old women to do things that they may not be aware of, but because they lived a full life, they go through with the act, if you know what I mean. And you can see that. So what I'm saying is that you have older folks in your family or your circle, grown women, young children, young girls. Nobody is exempt from this kind of violation. And we've had this conversation time and time again with friends of mine, because there are people who, send them photos and they say, you know this girl, right? We grew up with her. How did you get that? So I want to share some ways off the top of the dome where we can protect our sisters and put it in their mind, because this has become something so common where women have just gone on dates. You know, they trust what little intuition they have, if they have any at all, but you really got to be sharp because of this electronic exploitation. One of the first things is common sense, and we know most of them, but I jotted down a list. I'm going to read it off. We're going to talk about it. Number one, take your time before meeting anyone privately. Rushing into a private setting too soon can put you at risk. Some men will invest weeks or months to earn trust before revealing harmful intentions. And who says they're going to reveal harmful intentions? This goes for somebody who wants to really physically hurt you. These things go for that. I'm speaking about the electronic thing, as was spoken on in the previous news story that you saw. But this goes for anything, because I'm going to tell you, the jails and the prisons are full of some imbalanced men. I mean, they know how to act normal. They know how to act and be engaging, to make you feel safe, to do and say and appear the right way. Ask anybody who's worked with the incarcerated, whether it be a jail or a prison, and those who are in there locked up. Let's use this as an example. For child molestation, right? They have a unit, protective custody. They may call it something else, but that's where those guys get to stay, in the jail or the prison. And this is because the general population, they're not going for that. If they know that you're a person who violates children, you're not going to make it through the night. And a lot of the correction officers will turn their back and take their time to save you when you are a person who violates children and the general population is wringing your neck, beating you down. That's just law. That's how it happens. Nobody gets in trouble for that. Okay? The officers might even tell some of the inmates to go in and do this to this person. But that is usually a mistake if you get housed with general population. When you did that, they're supposed to keep you separate, but you're never safe. Why did I bring that up? The reason why I brought that up is because anybody who's worked with the incarcerated will tell you how charming, how engaging, how polite, how nice some of these guys, or most of these guys, act. And it plays with your head, because when you look at the charges of the SA, right? S assault, not supposed to say the full thing, that they've done to these children. And it hits you after a while, because what do we say? A hardened officer knows not to think this way, but at first, or out in the outside world, you see this guy, I know, it doesn't seem like he would do something like that. He's too nice. He's too polite. Many of these guys are very, very intelligent. Many of these guys have worked in areas where they are close to children. But that's for children. There's still men out here who go after women the same way. They give you this persona that is so pristine. You got to watch people who are in position. I don't care if it's the deacon in your church. I don't care if it's a counselor, a mental health expert. They go for these positions to hide behind it because it comes with a certain measure of trust. I can trust him. He does this, and I can trust this person because they're in this line of work and they're very intelligent and they have a family. They've never given me the bad vibe. But do you know how many people are out here that have things in their heart that they haven't done, or they've been doing it and haven't got caught? We don't think about that. We think the so-called bad guys have been locked up, have a record, and they have to check in because they're sexual predators, right? Doesn't always work that way. Most of the thieves, most of the murderers, most of the bad people are walking around us. They haven't done what they're going to do yet, or they haven't got caught. So take your time. Take your time and allow the real them to show through, which they may be experts in this. You can take your time and meet them in a public place for 2 years, and they still won't give you an inkling. These people are good, right? Number 2, meet in a public place multiple times. Make the first several meetings in well-lit public places with other people around. This gives you time to observe his behavior in different settings. Also, as you do this in public settings, it doesn't mean you just have to sit up in the park. It means you can possibly go to a restaurant and watch how the eyes are of this person, what they're glancing at, how they react to different people, if they're a little antsy. Yeah. One thing a young lady told me one time is that she would always, and this is one of my points, but I'm going to say it since I brought up the restaurant. Leave a trail of where you're going with a friend, and make that phone call in front of this guy in the restaurant. Girl, I'm having the time of my life. I'm at the Lancescurv restaurant. Mrs. Scurv is back there cooking, and the food is good. You've never been here before? And name out the address. Yeah. You'll get the idea that there's a trail now. You see? And I've got the most wonderful date. You can say it nice. He's dressed so nice. He's got this so-and-so on. I mean, you may not want to go too deep, but that's the bottom line. That he knows that somebody else knows where you are, and that you're very verbal, and that possibly more will be told when you get off of that date. And that's my very next one. Anyway, I'm jumping myself, but I'm gonna read it off anyway, because I've internalized this stuff. It came from me. Tell someone your plans. Always inform a trusted friend or family member of where you're going, who you're with, and what time you expect to return. Share his photo and phone number if possible. Daggone right. Daggone right. Take a selfie with the guy. Huh? If he doesn't want to do it, something's wrong. He's trying to hide something. But don't push it. Make it seem natural. You know what I mean? In that time when he thinks that he can take you to the next level, take a little selfie with him and send it to your friend. Also, not that you're going to end up at the apartment or house right away, but when you know when this guy lives, where he lives, you give your friend, more than one, his address and everything. You have to protect yourself. We were talking about electronic exploitation, but we're going to bump it up to include being safe with any man. Because as soon as you get behind closed doors, how many times have we found people missing, never to return, or you find a dismembered body a couple miles away from where this person lived, or they got bodies under their basement or in the backyard buried? It's a lot of those stories. It's not like we just heard that one time. And there are a lot of kooks out here who will fixate on you. And they go on these apps, they go on these dating apps, they go on social media, and you're just another face, body, or may I say it, booty on a carousel. Just like when you go to a restaurant and get rotisserie chicken. Oh, I want that one right there. You know what I mean? They flipping through stuff. We have our business out there, part of our lives out there. It's all fun and games. We love when people hit us up in the DM to say something nice. But then we have those predators out there also. There are a lot of them out there. Because I've been online for a while, I'm no better than you. I don't know anything more than you. But the bottom line is that a lot of people have shared things with me. Stories that or almost a disaster if it wasn't for the intuition of the person involved. And they had the intuition. And some, they never had a scary situation, so they just keep on going where they feel they can trust anybody. And don't forget, you're going on a date with a man and he may have female friends, and you feel cool with the female friends who may be by his place. He may invite you over and you go over, and there are female friends who know what he wants to do and will help him set you up. Remember, things are not always as simple as it may seem. Things can be very, very complex. Okay, you go into a man's house. He says he's having a little get together. He wants you to stay after everybody leaves so he can have some time with you, and you've already felt safe enough. You meet these friends and they seem so endearing, so nice. They get along with this man so well. It's nothing romantic, but guess what? That man could be buying them drugs. They could be into some heavy drugs and will play along. It's like, hey, I got this girl coming over, right? Got this woman coming over. I want you to come over, dress up, nice and fresh. I'm gonna give you a few dollars, a few bills. I'm gonna give you the stuff you want. But I want you to hang out there for 2 or 3 hours. We'll watch a football game, a boxing match or something, or we'll have a little cookout and just come by and pass through and just make me look good. Because this guy wants to do something really bad to her. Not that he's gonna go through all of this to just say, leave a good impression. Many of these men don't work alone. Some of them do, but it doesn't matter. If you're gonna be violated or unalived, what does it matter? You want to be safe. It's very complex out here these days. Number 4, use your own transportation. Arrive and leave in your own vehicle or ride share. Don't rely on him to take you home. It limits your ability to leave if you feel unsafe. Also, on top of that, just don't let him take you to where he lives. You want to know ahead of time. If he lives way out in a rural area, hell to the no. No. You way out in the boondocks somewhere, passing 4 or 5 farms that are miles between each other, somewhere where there's no lights, nothing. He might have a nice, beautiful home. But in that home, you can scream at the top of your lungs and nobody's going to hear you. So make sure you know where he lives. Not that it's a red flag that he's going to do something to you, but you got to be careful. How do you get out of there? Even if you have your own transportation and follow him out there, he can do something to your vehicle real quick. Hack up your tires, do whatever, and have his way with you. See, it's like the mind of a hunter from what I see. Because remember, I've spoken to many people who were incarcerated who did some really terrible things. And my thing, whether it's on a humorous level, speaking about human nature, but on a serious level, human nature, people who are not balanced. Human nature has always fascinated me. I should have possibly gone to school for something like that, but there's so many things I'm interested in and I never did. But why do people do the things that they do? What made them the way that they are? In different areas of living and life, I've always wanted to know that. How do they go from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde? How do they go and do a 360 or a 180 actually? Just turn completely different from their personal persona. Why are you like this? And there's usually a pattern I've noticed, but nonetheless, it's very fascinating for me to find out why people are the way they are. Hopefully it's nothing deadly. Number 5, trust your intuition. If something feels off, even slightly, don't ignore it. Your instincts are an early warning system, and that's a natural thing. So many times we battle with our instincts. And we tell ourselves, oh, we can't be so paranoid. No, let nothing off the hook in your mind, especially when it's a new situation and your feelers are up. It's a beautiful thing to really get to know somebody over time, to really get into them and they get into you. You get into a relationship on some level where you can trust them and they can trust you. That's a beautiful thing. You can sleep deep, you can be yourself, you can open up, but you just can't give that to somebody right away. Every box has got to be checked properly before you move forward. And don't leave from that right away. Keep your eyes open. Don't be polite. If you're in one room and they're in another room and they receive a phone call, heck yeah. In the beginning, listen. Ear hustle. That's right. If you were hearing a call come in and it's this guy's parole officer, oh, not that he may be a demon, but what were you locked up for? Right? Especially when he told you earlier that he didn't have a record. You know what I mean? He might say it under his breath. Oh, this daggone parole officer's calling me at the wrong time. Not in front of you. It might be he's saying this in the other room. And he cups the phone or leaves or you can't hear. Trust has got to be earned. It doesn't mean because a person was locked up that there's some murderer. You know, things happen. Things happen. Might be a guy was caught shoplifting because he lost his job and his kids are hungry. Maybe somebody was violating his sister and he walked in on it and did something to the guy and got locked up in some years in the joint. But you need to know. And these days, really, it's like we need to just do a serious background check on who we want to be involved with. We can't really let it go by. And any man, and I'm suggesting to the men, if there's somebody you're truly interested in, I mean in stages, let them know. Listen, this is my address. This is my license. This is my daggone credit report, okay? This is where I work. This is my work ID. You're not going to do this on the first day. Hey, how you doing? I want to get involved with you. Here's all my credentials. No, because she could be up to something. When it gets to that point where you want to cross the line, not necessarily just to get intimate, but where you can spend some time at each other's homes. And oh boy, don't let nobody come to your home so early. You got to be able to vouch for them 10 times over. And this is one of the things that I mentioned before. Back in the day, it was more so that when we got involved with somebody, it was somebody connected to somebody in our inner circle. So they can vouch for this person. You see? Oh yeah, my sister grew up with him, went to school with him all the way up to college and knows his family quite well. Really good family, really good guy. He's where you know something before the meeting happens. But really it's scary when you're meeting strangers just based on appearance and what they say they're all about. So we got to really be careful because it's open season. And some of these guys are so good at masking who they really are and masking their true intentions. From taking a photo or taking a video of you when you get intimate to unaliving you and everything in between. They don't care. Those who are rotten, you're disposable. They saw you on a Facebook profile. They saw you on an Instagram video. You roused their lust or their interest. And you're just another notch on the belt. Hopefully not. But let's assume that it's this way. Because in many cases, that's the way it is. Number 6, here's a good one. Watch out for over preparation. If a man seems to have the perfect setup for you to come over, mood lighting, closed doors, carefully positioned items, Be alert to the possibility of hidden devices. Hidden devices. You don't know this man's place. Maybe you've been there once or twice before, maybe a few times. And certain things were in place. In certain areas, a little darker than others. You don't know what, because the technology is so advanced now. You can have a camera damn near, or lens the size of a pinhead, really small. You don't know. And the lights in the ceiling, the outlet, the TV, it could be anything. And if he's trying to keep you sitting in a certain area, like, have a seat right here, you know what I mean? If he suggests a seat, sit somewhere else, because it could be positioned to videotape you from many angles, just like this guy in the story in the beginning of this video. Yeah. All types of devious minds. He set this up. Got these women to come over. Yeah, he did what he did. But he got them on camera. And he says it's just to make sure that he has proof that if they lie and said he did something, that people can see that it was consensual. That's a lie. That's a lie. It sounds good, but over 110 videos? I don't know if it's 110 women, but it's damn sure not the 4 who came forward. It has to be dozens and dozens. You've been doing this. You work in IT, and it was an idea that popped in your head. He said it wasn't for his own self-gratification, meaning that he'll watch it masturbate while he watches it. Who knows? But some people are like that. It's like rodents, rats, or mice. Mice may have a place behind your wall. You know, where you have that little gap where the wood is and sheetrock and stuff and a little hole to go back there. And for some reason, you have to do something with that wall and remove it, repair, maybe a leak damaged it. And you find all these little shiny buttons and shiny little tiny metal balls and colorful things, and that the mouse, or the rat, hopefully not, collected. Humans, men have their fetishes where some will want to collect the experience of what you have done. I have a personal friend who has done this, but the difference is he did it with their approval. He didn't sneak any videotape. His private porn collection is all consented. And they know and they understood that he's not going to show this out or upload it. And he's been doing this from back in the 80s. So could you imagine? And not everybody got it that way, because he would say something to the person he's dating, and they say, no, I don't really want to go for that. Some would say, yeah, I want to see what it looks like, but I want you to get rid of it as soon as we watch it. And he didn't violate them, but that's his fetish. You can't get angry at that. He told you up front, if you want to do it, fine. If not, he's not going to do it or delete it after the act. I think that's fair. Not just because he's my friend, but if he was a creep, I wouldn't be spending time around him. No way. Number 7, scan for recording devices. Look for unusual holes in objects, electronic devices placed facing the bed or couch, or charging cords in odd places. Many hidden cameras are disguised as phone chargers, alarm clocks, or smoke detectors, and beyond. That's been around for a long time. Remember, I told you before on another show about this catalog called Paladin Press, and it's not in circulation anymore. The company's not they're not around anymore. But They had some way out books. You know, the normal things on credit repair and some unorthodox, what's wrong with my mouth today? Unorthodox ways of repairing your credit. And they had other things, hunting and different types of tricks and things to get over on the system. They even had books on how to dispose of bodies after you did something to somebody. Yes, they had it there. And what happened was the government was tracking people who ordered certain books from this particular company. And you had other bookstores who purchased some of these books in bulk, and you got to probably pay twice as much to get these books, but you won't be surveilled for buying it. I forgot the book that I think it was a surveillance book, like tricks to learn if you're being surveilled or not. And they had some of the same gadgets they have now from way back then, but people are getting more hip to it. You never know. I mean, you could be sitting in the public, you could be on a bus, a train, some dude sitting next to you trying to, you know, videotape private parts or videotape you in some type of way. I'm quite sure you heard of these guys in public, like they're in bookstores, pharmacies, and they're on the shelf looking for something. There's a woman next to him and he's getting closer to her, and he'll drop down his cell phone with the camera rolling, going up her skirt. You know, that's called upskirt porn. And dudes do this, and sometimes they submit their own stuff. It's crazy for those of you who don't know it, but you got to be hip to these things. It may be disgusting to you, but you got to know how they work. Just like I learned a lot when I worked in the jail, in the prison, I learned a lot. I learned a lot in the street. I wasn't a street guy, but those who were in the streets that I knew growing up, they taught me a lot. And I learned a lot. My God, I could be a heck of a criminal if I had that kind of heart, but I don't. But some do, and they come behind smiling faces, you know, well-tailored suits, wonderful, high, you know, profile professions. You don't know. It is what it is. Number 8, set clear boundaries about privacy. Tell him directly that you do not want to be recorded under any circumstances. Say it in plain terms so there is no misunderstanding. That even if he doesn't plan on doing that, he gets the picture. But if he does in a slick way like this guy did with these dozens of women, he knows he's going to be in hot water because that's going to be in the recording. And if you choose to lay down with that man, make sure right before you say it loud and clear so it's in that recording. He may chop it out later on, but you said it. And you may have to record your own self saying it. It's getting crazy now, but you have to do this to protect yourself. Also, if you choose to go to a man's house and you vetted him, what you feel may be proper, the proper time, okay, I feel safe. Still, let your girlfriend know, let a friend know, let a gay guy know, whoever is your friend, right? Okay, girl, I'm gonna keep my phone on to listen out for you just in case something happens. You know, they serve their purpose too for some of these young ladies. But let them know where you'll be, the address, and everything, right? So all you gotta do, and you have your phone in that position, all you gotta do is hit one button to call them and say, call the cops, call the cops. I'm being RAPE'd. I'm being violated. He's chasing me with a knife. I'm in the street. I'm running down the block from the address you have. You may have to throw it on your phone, but at least they have that. And they can call the authorities and have someone there. But you better be ready to go quick. You keep your stuff near you. Don't get that relaxed. Don't leave your stuff out in the living room and he gets you in the bedroom and now your phone and your wallet and everything about you is out there. Could have put something in your drink. Now he's going through your stuff. He may not do anything right then and there, but he got your information, right? Just like I told you, there's a couple of girls out here in Ghana that took off the friends of a friend of mine. They took their time to get to know them, and for the time that they were here for a couple of weeks on business, most likely, And when the brother was asleep, he took his wallet, into the bathroom and did a snapshot of everything in his wallet. Work ID, license, everything about him, and put everything back. Didn't steal anything, but made sure that their lovemaking at the time before he was coming back to America was raw dog. He figured, well, I'm not going to see her again. I'm just going to spray the garden, if you know what I mean. When he got back to America, and she went to the American embassy to say, I got pregnant from an American and here's his credentials, he had to take the test. He didn't know who it was that was handing him these papers. They didn't know the real name. Now he's paying child support. See, what I'm saying is that there's so many ways, even today, which is a good thing. When somebody commits a crime and there's so many cameras in the street, wish it wasn't like that, but it protects you. They'll track your trail. And this person doesn't know it, but that's good. But that's a reflection of the society that we live in. And like I said, it's really, really a very sad, kind of bad thing. You know? Number 9, keep control of your belongings. Keep your purse, your phone, personal items close. Don't leave your phone unattended. We just said that, as it could be tampered with. Yeah. Of all times, you hold onto your phone so much, don't let it go when you're with somebody that you can't trust. Keep it near you. You never know. Somebody can break into the place and take it. You're in a deep sleep if you got intimate with this person or you're on that level. Let's be real. You can be set up. That front door could be left unlocked, and you're in the room with this man, and he has somebody come in to take your stuff, look through it, or rob you. And he'll act like stuff was robbed of his too. Oh my God, I didn't leave. I didn't lock the door. Somebody came in. You know, this has been going on around here. He's crying, and it's fake, and it was only to get to you. You just don't know what people have in mind. You don't. Number 10, have an exit plan. Before you arrive, know exactly how you'll leave if something goes wrong. Which door, what transportation, and who you'll contact. Me, anywhere I go, I don't care. I mean, if it's a place I know, like a good friend's house, and I know the place feels good. I feel a little more confident. But I stay near exit doors or entrance doors. I'm keeping my back where I can see everything, and I'm keeping myself where I can get on up out of there quick. Because we have a lot of places, nightclubs, restaurants, people come in there and just spray the place up. Spray it up. We're not talking about with a water hose either. You know what I'm talking about. You don't want to be put in those situations. No. And it's a shame to take all the time you need to get to know a person inside and out. I mean, it's bad enough with all of the HIV going around that there's no meter or no app on your cell phone that you can download that wave it by their forehead. Woo, 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 woo. It tells you if they're negative or positive or what they have. Wouldn't that be wonderful? There should be, just like a diabetic will prick the skin to tell, you know, their blood sugar level. Why can't there be a way where we can have a kit that we can prick the skin to get a little bit of blood and instantaneously, right? Drop that blood, the drop of blood on a little piece of paper, a little thing that absorbs it, and feed it back into a little machine, little small thing like a cell phone. It tells you what they have, what kind of STD. They may not have HIV, but who wants herpes? Who wants anything? Why can't we have that? Come on, technology. They got technology for every other thing. We need to know that. But one thing technology right now can't tell, no matter how much you can make a person take a lie detector test, you can beat those. But there's no way of telling what's inside a person's heart. And that's the biggest challenge these days. So the only thing you have is your intuition and your gut feeling. And when that gut feeling kicks in, even if you can't pinpoint exactly what it is, trust and believe it's something. Because your brain, your heart, your essence has stored every situation you've been involved in, from childbirth to the present time. So you have damn near an unlimited database of situations that will trigger off your intuition. Trust it, believe it. And if it's a red flag, at least you're still safe. Leave your comments below. Thanks for coming through. Lancescurv here, signing off. It's always a pleasure to be with you. I'm coming with something next. Signing off now. Much love. Peace.
Ilela di konyana